topic distributive law, right? Now, when we have this arrangement, simplest arrangement is A outside the bracket. Inside the bracket, you can have 2 or 3 or 4, depends, right? Terms 1, 2, 3, 4 terms inside. So we have to open this bracket. This is called, by the way, distributive law. When you have one term outside and between that term and your bracket there is no sign, okay, it means multiplication sign is there. If there's nothing, it means there is multiplication sign. Now when you apply this, when you want to open bracket, what you do, you apply this. So this one goes affect the first digit, first term, and then you will go and apply to the second term as well. Okay, just remember A times B, AB, right? Now similarly you need to leave the same sign, use the same sign here if outside is positive, plus AC, right? So simple. Now the example number 2 is, let's say this should be 1 and this should be 2. What if you have negative outside? Yeah, if we have, let's follow the same example. If I have negative A outside, B plus C inside the bracket, what do we do? Now remember, negative will affect the terms inside the bracket, okay? It will affect. Now what is the sign of B? Is it positive or negative? Anyone knows? Positive. And how do we know? Every number has the sign in front of it, right? Not at the back. So in front of B, if you don't have here, that means that B is positive. And in front of C, what do we have? Plus sign. So it's plus, okay? The one sign which is outside the bracket is negative. So we're going to apply this negative inside the bracket. First, do sign, right? Negative A with negative with positive. Negative will change every other sign, okay? Remember, negative is a bit different. So now A times B, AB. So this negative will go and apply, change positive, right? Negative time positive, negative. A times C is AC, right? Now in multiplication, if you forgot, if you know, I was right here in multiplication, when we times sign, so negative times negative is always positive, okay? Similar sign, when you times it, it will give you positive. And if we have positive times by positive, definitely it is positive, okay? And that's the rule. If I have different sign, negative times by positive, what should be the answer? Negative times positive. Negative. Different sign, when you times them, okay, it will always turn to negative, always. So remember, negative. And positive times by negative is negative. If you look here, these two makes a group and these two makes a group, okay? Similar sign, always positive. Different sign, always negative, okay? See the negative sign? So the rule is same sign, always positive, okay? And different sign when you times them, okay? Always negative. Gives you always negative. Let's take some real example, okay, with this. If I have x plus 2 inside the bracket, okay, that's, we're gonna apply distributive law on this. X time bracket, right, x plus 2. Now we have See, this is positive, so you don't have to change any sign. You don't have to worry about sign because outside is positive and positive does not change anything inside. Okay, let's go do the this character. What is this x digit, right? X times x squared, guys. Okay, remember there is a big difference between 2x and x squared. Okay, so I'll give here, so x times x, when you do that we add powers. Okay, 1 plus 1, this is times, so that becomes x squared. If I have x plus x, then we add coefficient. Okay, so let's see, 2x plus x, that becomes 3x. Remember, in addition we add coefficient. Coefficient is the number in front of x. In multiplication we add powers. Okay, remember, in multiplication we add powers if they are similar number, similar digit, like xx. Okay, now if we have similar in addition, we add coefficient. Remember this rule as well. So let's go next. Apply x to the second digit. Guys, remember, if you have 3 4, so you have to apply in with each of them. Okay, not with the other one. So plus sign outside is plus, doesn't change. X times by 2, right? That becomes 2x. We cannot we do not add power because there's no only one x is here, right? X times by 2, that makes 2x. Okay, it's just like this example, 2 times x is equal to 2x. If you have 3 times x, that makes 3x, right? Times in simple number and what is called constant with variables, it will not change anything. Okay, you just write down as it is. Okay, let's take another example of this. If I have negative x and then I have x squared negative 4, okay, we need to open bracket now. In this example, as you know, as you can see, outside we have negative, right? It will change every other sign inside the bracket. Remember, is negative is very dangerous. So guys, let's do first negative sign. What is the sign of this x square? Positive. So negative times by positive, this is positive, by the way. I'll just write with the red so you can see this is positive. Okay, because we don't have any sign. So they are different sign, right? Negative and positive. What should be the answer? Negative. Okay, this rule we will apply. So negative x times by negative x square, right? Base same power 8. We have a rule, right? This rule, base same 8 powers. We have 2 here and 1 here. How many x we have now? 3. X to the power 3. Guys, think about this sign. What do you think the sign will change to? Negative will come and apply to the second one as well. Yeah, negative and negative. See, same sign. Negative times by, where is that? Negative times by negative. Positive. Okay, so we're gonna write positive. 4 times by x. What's the answer? 4x. I gave you example here, right? Number with variable does not change. You have to just write the same thing together. That is final answer. Example, guys. In this, nothing to worry. They just combine 2 questions. Okay, you have to just solve underneath. Now we have 2 things outside the bracket. One is 4 and the other one is x. Okay, they are basically one thing, but we consider it separate. Now 4 in front of x, there's nothing, but there is 1 always. Okay, 1x, we say 1x. Now numbers you have to times with numbers, variable you have to time with variable, right? If you have positive or negative, you have to times that with that. Okay, remember, positive the sign with sign, number with number, and variable with variable. Now 4 times by 1, So that will be 4, right? And variable, we have x times x. What is that? X times x, guys. What's the answer? X square, right? Because outside is bracket, I didn't worry about that because it will not change anything inside. Now, next digit we have 3. So do numbers by numbers. So this sign will not change, okay? It will stay here negative because outside is positive. So what is number by number? Times 4 times by 3. You have to do this, right? 4 times by 3. What is 4 times 3? 12. And we left x here, right? There's no variable with 3. So x comes as it is, okay? 4x. 4x times by 3, that makes 12x. Next one, here negative. You need to be very careful now because outside is a negative number, okay? When you have negative number, inside the bracket, everything, every sign will change. Now, guys, this 5 is positive, okay? Just do sign first. Positive and negative. What's the answer? Negative. And 2 times by 5. 10. X, there's no x something with 5, we don't have anything, right? So write x as it is. Now, with the second digit, don't forget you have to do with the second digit, okay? Now, we have negative with that negative. X is negative as well. Positive. 2 with, there's no digit, right? There's no number. So 2 comes as it is. X times by x. X, how many x? X square, right? So that's times x, that becomes x squared. Now the next step is to find the similar term, okay, to add them and subtract them. From this we have how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what are the 2 terms? Are 3 terms which are similar. Similar means in terms of power, okay, in terms of variable x. 2x squared and 4x squared. Yes, 2x squared and 4x squared. So that is 2 is this 2 is plus, okay, and 4 is plus as well. So 4x squared and plus 2x squared. What's the answer? Huh? We add them, right? 4 and 2. 6x squared. Yeah, 6x squared, right? 4x squared plus 2x squared, that makes 6x squared. It's just like you have $4 in your pocket and $2 in another pocket. When you combine them, that becomes $6. Now, what about these two? Negative 12x and negative 10x. Both are negatives. Do you remember previous rule? Same sign. Do you add them or subtract them? Add them. But the sign will remain same, okay? So negative 12 and negative 10, that becomes 22x. Okay, negative, just think in that way, right? You borrowed 12 from someone else, and because it's negative, you borrowed. Keep in mind. Negative 10, you borrowed from someone else, right? So when you think how much you borrowed, you're going to add them, right? You add the 2, and then you write them, oh, this much I borrowed, okay? So that is borrowed, so you have to use the same sign. Okay, negative. That's it. Now,